Okay, so I'm having a conversation with Becky Morris. Becky's a specialist district nurse and is going to tell us a little bit about that role and the various roles within the NHS and how you can kind of go about becoming a nurse. So, Becky, first of all, can you tell us a bit more about your job role, your title, what your title is, and what that involves?
So I'm what you call a community district nurse. So I work with people who obviously live in their own homes, but where I specifically work is in a clinic. So I do a lot of wound care, so a lot of specialist wound care. So anything from pressure ulcers
Mhm.
to people of having operations, having the stitches out, the clips removals.
Right.
I can deal with things that are on a range of very traumatic wounds
Mhm.
to just little tiny scrapes.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's my job. It can be a little bit gruesome, but it's nice. It's a good job.
Right. And so does that involve you working with people of a wide age range, I suppose, or is it? Yeah.
Yeah, I've had obviously me being an adult nurse, I can only work with anybody above the age of 16.
Okay.
So I've had patients who have been 18, 19 who've come to us with wounds, who've had things removed or sorts of things like abscesses, etc.
Yeah.
But then I've also had the oldest patient of nearly 100
Oh,
in my
right.
clinic.
Okay. Right.
So
So the
yeah,
whole
so a
spectrum.
very, very large range of age.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the whole spectrum from teenagers to
Definitely.
100-year-olds. Right. Okay. So obviously you're working for the NHS, so there's a massive number of different roles that you
Yeah.
can do, from surgeons to I don't know, kind of specialists in all manner, or like occupational health. But if we focus just on nursing, I mean, because I mean, obviously nursing is a massive area as well. What other areas of nursing are there that people could consider?
Oh, there's a range, to be honest. So we've got learning disabilities, that's dealing with people who've got all different types of mental capacity issues. We've got actual mental health nursing, so that will go into people who do have mental health issues also. Very
Right.
specialist type of nursing that is. There's adult nursing, there's child nursing. You've got more specialist routes, which are like your school nursing. You've got your community nursing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ranges of nursing, really. But you've got to think there's different routes into it as well. It's not sort of just that one specific nursing. So you could go down critical care nursing, you could go down into A&E nursing.
Right.
So there's a lot of different places you can be as a nurse. It just depends on what kind of interest you have or what you enjoy as nurses to be able to go into the right route,
Right.
basically.
Okay. So yeah, interestingly enough, I am going to be interviewing an A&E nurse as well. So you just said something really important there. There's different routes into it. What sort of routes are there that people can consider?
So, if, say, for instance, you wanted to go into nursing directly, so you can go through the college route, obviously, which would be you can go and do your access to nursing, or you can do some kind of like health and social care, even childcare. There's
Yeah.
all different types of ways of going through it, but you could even do your science. So if you're
Right.
looking into like biology, you like that kind of thing where you're looking into more in depth into coming together, like there's chemistry,
Hmm.
so love science. There's always a route through into nursing through
Yeah.
science, which not a lot of people do know that.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, if like I say, going through college and then you go to university and do your 3 years of nursing, or you do your 3 years of whatever it is you go into. But there isn't just the side of nursing. You've got the health and social side of
Yeah.
things. You've got social work. So there's loads of different ways you can go through it, really.
Right. Okay. So after your 3 years, is it then that you then decide to specialise in a particular area of nursing?
When you first done your 3 years of nursing, so you've now qualified, usually in your management placement, which would be your very last placement, that would be the one where you either take the job, where
Yeah.
you've obviously been there for 12 weeks, or you could just be like, do you know what? No, I'm going to do something totally different, and I'm
Oh,
going to
right.
go straight
Okay.
into the place where they'll give me a job and
Yeah.
go into the area that you're specifically enjoying, which is very good for a newly qualified, because newly qualified, you get up to a year of
Yeah.
technically sort of like shadowing training. You get a
Oh,
lot of like very specific training as well. It's very sort of intense, and it's very I can say very supported. It's very
yeah.
supported training within the first year of being qualified. So, you don't really just stop after 3 years, but that training you're doing physically in the hospital or physically in the job that you go into
Yeah. And I suppose it then continues. You get ongoing training all the
all the
time.
time. Yeah,
Everything,
all the
so
time.
you, but I suppose every day is different in that role.
Yeah, oh, very much so. Like, I mean, I could even give you an example from yesterday. I'd had a patient come in, he was having both of his legs dressed. I was doing compression bandaging, which if you do go into nursing, you'll understand what that means.
Okay.
But both of them, and he ended up feeling like he was quite faint. We had to check his blood pressure, we had to take all of his observations, and we had to call him an ambulance. So it can be as simple as me just dressing his legs to be an emergency situation. So it can go from one extreme to another.
Well, yeah, it sounds it. So, I mean, what would you say is the best part of your job then?
It's spontaneous. It's not the same every day. It's very what can I say? It's I'd say it's unpredictable. As a nurse, you never have the same day. There's no such thing as a same day. Obviously, as you see patients every single day, there's always something that's different. So, you know, that person might be feeling well one day, could be feeling unwell the next.
Yeah.
And ourselves, when we wake up in the morning, I could be feeling in a good mood. The next day, you could be in a good mood. So it's going to be constantly. It's constantly different every day.
Yeah.
It's also very. I think you have to have thick skin.
Yeah, like
And
being
also
a teacher.
be able to sort of, and know what you're going for.
Yeah. Fantastic. So, if we've got any pupils at school who are interested in a career in nursing, now obviously we're going to have some people who are in year 8 who are going to be thinking about their options, through to some of the kids in year 11 who are soon to finish and then move on to college. What sort of school qualifications would you recommend? And then also at college, you mentioned about science. So would you recommend the kind of health and social and childcare route through?
I think it depends on which route of nursing you're going for. So, say for instance, you went into what I was doing, which is adult nursing, and access to nursing can be done at college, and also health and social care will also get you points to get into university to do the degree. At school, the one thing I can say is make sure you do well in your English, your science, and your maths.
Yeah.
Do very well in those 3, and you'll do absolutely fine in getting into college and going to university. Obviously, if you do anything specialised at school, which obviously I don't know, because when I was at school, we didn't do anything specialised when it comes to nursing. But if there is anything, then take up that course, because obviously it just gives you more points to be able to get back into university. So.
Fantastic. Okay, and I've got one final question. When you were little, did you always want to be a nurse, or did you have the dream of being something different?
I wanted to be a makeup artist.
Really?
I did my beauty therapy at college, and I decided, you know what, I actually really love doing I'm a very people person. I love to be around people. So naturally, it wasn't a hard thing for me to be around doing that job as a beauty therapist. But I found that doing the nice part of taking care of someone wasn't enough for me. So I then decided to go into caring for the elderly in the community. I absolutely loved it. I gained a lot of nana and granddads, which I didn't expect.
Right, okay.
And then, as I went from there, I then decided, no, I'm going to go and do my diploma in nursing. That was back in 2011, but I had to redo it in 2016 because I fell pregnant.
Oh, right.
So, in 2016, I did my 3 years of degree.
Yeah.
But I knew from when I was young that I'm a people person. So if you know you're that kind of person, look into those kind of vocations, because you'll never go wrong, really. And it will always take you in different directions. Like I said, I mean, I was only young myself, so I know that people change their minds, which I did naturally. But I knew I always wanted to work with people. So it's kind of like knowing what you enjoy doing. If you enjoy taking care of people, or you like to be around people, look into those kind of vocations and you'll do fine.
Fantastic. Okay, well, Becky, that's been brilliant. So thanks ever so much for your time. You take care. Cheers.
You too.
Bye.